Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you all to the Celebration Preparation Series. I am your host, Parade Rainer, and I'm here with my loyal co-host, Eli from the Fan Awakens. I'm doing a bit of a different intro today due to the fact that tickets went on sale and sold out very quickly, and a lot of you all did not get tickets. So I didn't feel it was the right energy or the correct thing to do on our normal intro. But I want to make sure you guys know who we are as we go through this whole ticketing thing, this whole ticketing debacle that happened today. But Eli, how are you today, sir?
You know, all things considered, I have nothing to complain about, but I'm pretty upset with how the ticketing went down for sure. It,
Same.
it was pretty stunning.
Yeah. The tickets went on sale 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I was in the queue. Eli was in the queue. We were on Discord and texting, and fortunately, I got tickets for Celebration. I did not get the 4-day pass like I intended, but I was able to snag in getting the 4 individual days. I believe, Eli, you also got the 4 individual days after I did, even though we went in the same time. So the queuing system wasn't very consistent, which it usually isn't. In the past, it hasn't been. But for the people who got in that early, I know there was a few people who had to wait 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and did not get the tickets or did not get tickets at all that they wanted. And so, yeah, it's actually kind of a unfortunate instant. Me and Eli were talking right before we started recording on what the problem actually is. And I think, given the time period that we're in now, scalping and bots are at an all-time high. And there was a limit, quote unquote, limit on how many tickets you can purchase. And it is 20 tickets. And I'm not sure if that is like 20 individual days, like if you had a group of 4 or 5 people, you could buy 4 days, or if it's like, you could buy 20 Thursdays and 20 Fridays and 20 Saturdays and 20 Sundays. I'm actually not sure. but
So, yeah,
do you have
from
any
what I
insight on that?
understand, it's 20 total. So VIP was capped at 4 per
Yes.
transaction, and then the rest it's 20 total. Is you can mix and match. But with the bots, people could have 20, 30, 300, 3,000 bots, which one clogs up the queue. And as many of those go in, they could have them buying 20 tickets each, 24 days. Um, and so, yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. I got in the queue, and I was in to purchase about 2 hours and 10 minutes in. Um, and I think the Saturday and Friday tickets were sold out within the next 30 minutes. So,
Yeah.
not great.
It was about 3 hours and 30 minutes in, they were mostly gone. If not just Friday, Saturday, all of them were gone by the 4-hour mark, so around 4 p.m.
Yeah.
I was keeping tabs in our Discord group that I'm in with Burgundy Squad. We all were in at the same time. They even had like a pre-queue, so I think if you signed up, was it the newsletter that sent a link?
That's where they put the link, and then they posted it on their socials later.
Yeah, so through that link, I think I was in. It was like a countdown, about an hour countdown to get into the queue, but it started up right away. Didn't go in early, which was nice because I think that would have thrown things off as well. But I got my tickets about 45 minutes to an hour. Jedi went like almost immediately. The VIPs.
That's how it always is for
That's how it always
VIP.
is. So
Yeah.
that's not new. But then I was very surprised that the 4-day were gone like
Yes.
within a few minutes. The 4-day weekend passes, which is crazy. I got tickets for Japan pretty easily. It felt like many people couldn't even go to Japan. So like that
Yep.
made sense to me. But even Anaheim in 2022, I got it the day of, but I don't remember them selling out very fast either. So this
Yeah.
is new because I mean we were even saying in our previous videos, I was like, oh, the day passes should be available tomorrow. Like 4 days should last all day, and then tomorrow and subsequent days you can make a decision. That didn't happen this time.
It was
Which,
shocking. I mean, this is my 4th celebration, and I've always been able to get my 4-day passes right, and I never really felt like that was in danger, really, as long as I was in the queue when it opened. And yes, when the queue opens, it doesn't matter how long you've been there, it randomizes your spot. That's fine. I think
Yeah,
that's fair.
that's fair.
In an ideal situation, right? No bots, things like that.
Right.
I think that's fair. But this time around, I did have that sense. Like I was genuinely worried that I wasn't going to be able to get even my single day tickets. And yeah, we ended up
Yeah.
paying 349 as opposed to 260.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine. But they sold out so quickly, and I was stunned. And there's plenty. I mean, I spent a lot of time after work going through the Star Wars Celebration subreddit, and it's just sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to give advice, and I learned a lot in that hour as far as what we can look forward to with these tickets and potential prospects of getting resale tickets and things like that, which I think we should talk about too. But yeah, I'm stunned. I'm stunned.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I can think of is like if attendance is low because bots bought all the tickets and these scalpers can't move the tickets, the convention's going to be empty, and that's not really good for anyone. The vendors won't make any money. There just won't be as many cosplayers. Just attendance would be overall low. If you were even considering rebuying, I would say like, well, one, what's the prices of the tickets going for, Eli, that you were seeing online? Because you were
Yeah.
scouring the internet for resale prices.
Those tickets, the prices are kind of fluctuating all over, and I do anticipate if people are smart and don't buy those scalp tickets, they will go down. That's how it always works.
Yeah.
No one's buying them, they'll go down. But I saw prices for VIP tickets around 7 grand, and 4-day tickets were hovering around 2 grand, which is ridiculous.
That is
I mean, you're
ridiculous.
talking like a 10 times markup or whatever. I'm not good at math, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's insane and it's unfortunate, and I think it should be outlawed. I know other countries have done that or have
Mm.
different systems in place. That fixes it. Just make it illegal to resell above face value or 10%. I don't know,
Yeah.
something. So it is pretty it's pretty sad, and that's been the case for everything. If people here go to concerts, right? There's been plenty of
Yeah.
concerts that have happened or are happening in the next 2 years that if it was 10 years ago, I would have no problem getting those
Right.
tickets. And now, I might not go to a lot of things because scalping. That's it.
I would ask for anyone who did not get a ticket, do not pay these overpriced ticket prices because it's only encouraging more scalping to occur. I am in the Pokemon world. Scalping is huge there, and it is an issue with collectibles in general, and it just ups that aftermarket price, which no one should be paying. I think ReedPop needs to really consider how they do it. The only thing I foresee, though, is they look at it and they're like, we sold all of our tickets. We're happy
Yep.
that all of our tickets sold. So, like, why would they
They're
care?
someone's probably getting an award. They sold out faster than ever.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
at us.
yeah. Look at us. Look
You
at
know?
us go. But
Here's my thing too. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna say my thing with buying scalp tickets for Celebration specifically, and the reason that I will say I'm very strongly against scalped anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I hadn't have got my tickets, I would be waiting. I'd be holding out hope that there's some official resale,
Yeah,
or someone I personally know can't go, maybe. But the thing with these tickets are not only do you have to buy it at a market price, that's one thing, but the other thing is you have to trust them to
right.
transfer those tickets into your name, transfer the mailing address to yours. But even if they do that, they can mark it as like a fraud thing.
Fraudulent.
You
Yeah.
could send your money and then the tickets get canceled. So it's a big risk. So I just hope everybody keeps that in mind. I understand if you're super desperate and you want to go, you do what you got to do. I understand that, but just try and I do anticipate in the coming days that there's going to be, like, on the subreddit, for example, not saying that I fully trust this either, but there's probably going to be like a buying, reselling thread, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's a lot of ifs. It's just very, vet what you're doing and be careful out
Yeah,
there.
be
Is what
very
I'll
careful.
say.
People have a lot of ways to scam people out of their money and their purchases, especially if you're desperate. I will say that when I missed London, I didn't feel like I missed out on very much not being at the convention. It's fun. You're going to have a good time if you go, but it's not $7,000 worth of an experience in my opinion. If I had an extra $7,000, I could probably travel to a lot of great countries with that kind of money and have a great time. So I cannot emphasize that don't spend $7,000 on a convention.
I have the opposite I have the opposite perspective because I did have my London ticket ready, and in the end I was very financially strained and I couldn't afford to go alone.
Yeah.
But I was devastated because that was a place that I'd like to visit on its own.
Sure.
But the thing is, as far as like the benefit is, or I guess the bright side is, there's always going to be another celebration.
There's gonna be
It's
another
not like this
celebration.
is the last one, so you can take this and move on to the next one. But I do think a big thing to note, and I just learned this today, is that typically a few months before the celebration convention happens, they have an announcement that says, "Hey, light official resale tickets are now available," right? And that process is typically you going through their link and you put, "I want this day, this day, this day, or this kind of ticket. Here's my bank info." And what happens is once one's available, you get auto charged for it. So you just have to make sure, okay, I have those funds.
Yeah.
That's great. I've used that system. I did find out that the company they've always used does not exist anymore. They went under. Um, so I don't know if what the case is going to be. Like, will there be an official resale? I sure hope, but I do not know. And I don't feel confident about that. As yesterday, I felt great about that. I'm like, okay, worst case, even as I was waiting for tickets, worst case, I'll pay a little bit extra, official resale, I'll get my tickets. But then as I did some research after the fact, yeah, they don't exist. So I don't, I'm a little unsure on that. I really hope they figure something out, but I'm not confident in that.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out a way how they could verify like getting around bots, either with
Sure.
like emails or IDs
I
of
feel
some
like ID
kind.
verification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would stop like you buying tickets for your brother or G or whatever, your group.
Well,
Um,
I think the big thing is a 20 ticket limit is too high. First
yeah.
off, I do think that they should have capped it at, and I get it. Some people have big groups, but you should have capped it at 5 for everything or 4 for VIP. If VIP's capped at 4, why not everything else?
Yeah.
you know, like what's the difference there? Um, at least of each kind.
They were even fine with like not even allowing families to get in the panels at the
Yes,
same time,
yes,
so why should it be any different for admission? And then like
it's a great point.
the kids tickets are still on sale, but kids can't go if their parents aren't going. So like what's the point? Can we convert some of those into adult tickets if they count for attendees?
They've changed those things over the years because, like in Chicago, you could link your tickets so that the lotteries are connected. If I get
Yeah.
into a panel and you are also in my group, we both get
Yeah.
in.
Right.
Now, at least the last couple, it's like, nope, you just if
Mm-mm.
someone gets in, you can't do that. And so, yeah, that furthers the Reed Pop, the questions for Reed Pop.
And the other thing I'm afraid of is my family likes to go to D23. Last
Yeah.
year, I don't think they did it for this year, but last year they charged for seats at the panels. So you had to pay on top of
Okay.
admission a ticket
Sure.
to be at the panels. And I'm sure that was only available to attendees, but
Of
I
course.
really hope Reed Pop doesn't try to start some Star Wars Celebration membership and then you could get in, you know, the queue, 2 hours before it goes to general and stuff. Like, that's all well and good, but then now we're just adding more paywalls and more pricing to things that the fans should be enjoying and the people who want to go. So it feels really bad just going through this whole thing, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, how about that mandatory survey at the end? That stuff you should attach to an email. I don't know. That was ridiculous. For me to check out, I have to fill out this survey.
Yeah, and it took the timer was still going. So I
Yes,
so
yes.
so I went in, I got mine, and then on the second time around, because I know some of my friends weren't able to get back into the queue or they were having connectivity issues, I got back in just to see if I could buy a 1 day for a friend. We have quite a few friends who
Yep.
weren't able to, like, due to work or due to circumstances, they weren't able to be in the queue as early as we are. I got back in. I was able to see that Thursday was sold, Friday was still available. I clicked +1 for Friday. I tried to click +2 for Friday. I was only allowed to get one. It went into the cart. I started going through the checkout process. And then it said, "Do you need more time?" No was on the left, yes was on the right. And I just assumed yes would be on the left. So I clicked it and I was like, oh man, I wish I had more time. And so As I got through, entered my credit card information, check out, it said, hey, the ticket's not in there anymore. And I was like, aren't I guaranteed a ticket if I got it into my cart and the timer has started? Like, that was irritating to me.
Yeah.
Because like it should have held it for me versus selling it. I was very confused. And then if I said yes, because the timer didn't restart, remember I said it kept going down. I did ask for more time, and then it gave me more time. So what is the whole point of having the 15 minutes if it's going to say, hey, do you need more time? And then I say, oh yeah, and then I'm up again another 15. So I was like, this is like, it didn't make any sense. And I can tell you, I did click complete order before that timer ran out the first time.
Sure.
So it should have been locked, but then it said, hey, the thing you were trying to purchase is not available anymore. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense because I was able to get this far into the purchasing process. So bad on Repop. But we did say this whole thing is chaos. I did say in many videos, in each video we've done on this, it is always chaos. So
never trust Repop.
Never trust them.
Never trust anything to be the same as it was before.
And I know people are like complaining in the comments, and you know, it feels bad to waste 3 hours, 4 hours thinking you're going to get something that you're not going to get, and you wasting that time. Like, even just the information that they're putting out is really slow. Maybe it's cathartic just to make a long comment and say this is the most awful experience, but they are not going to respond to you in any way. I don't think they care very much about how this is going unless it affects like the bottom line, but they sold their tickets. So I don't know if anything's going to change in subsequent years. I hope so, but
yeah, Repop has never been an entity that I admire.
Yeah.
Even today, after the ticket buying experience after work, I asked my brother how much would I need to buy them. I'm like, just the fantasy, right? He's like, oh, they're worth about 100 million. I'm like, okay, but they're owned by a larger corporation that's worth 10 billion.
Yeah.
And that sounds about right. My thing with the Repop is I don't know that anything will ever change, but I do think that all you have is your voice, so you might as well send them an annoying email. I'm not saying I've never been someone who complains at a business or at a store or at a restaurant or anything like that, but I do think that if I mean, that's all we got. You can send an email. I've sent them plenty of emails.
Yeah.
Asking for things. So
just getting automatically moved to their trash can.
Yeah, I've gotten responses. I have not every time, but I've gotten some. Like sometimes you can tell that someone wrote the response. Sometimes, nothing. But at least, hey, so you give enough emails, not guaranteeing anything will change. But use your voice. I know the comments can seem like you're throwing it into the void, which we probably are, and I'm sure they never ever see those comments. Some social media manager who works for Disney is, who knows.
Yeah, I even have complaints about like, oh, the hotel blocks will be available too. I didn't receive a link. I had to look back at my Discord, and they put like, someone kindly put a link in there. I clicked on it, and then I put in my dates and how many people and rooms. It only showed me one hotel. I don't think we talked about this. It only showed one hotel.
No.
And I was like, I don't want to pay. It was like $300 a night. I was like, I don't want to pay $300 a night. Then I was like, oh, let me. Like a little bit later, I went back into the link, and then it showed me a different hotel. So it was like almost randomly generating availability instead of showing me like all my options. And I'm like, this is so weird. Like, why would you do it like that?
I've only used the hotel block once, which was Chicago. Yeah, Chicago was the only one. And overall, I think that you could find. I mean, the longer you wait, the worse it gets, for sure.
Sure.
But I was looking at other sites. I use Expedia, for example, and you can book all the way out through September next year.
Okay.
And I found plenty of hotels within 3 miles, 2 miles, 1.5 miles or so. So just keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah. So what was weird was the first one I told you, I said, oh, it's 4 miles away, $300. When I went back in for the second time, it was 1 mile away, $300. So I was like, it's this very arbitrary, like, this system, however it's doing it in the back end to like feed me like rooms and stuff. But I was like, why would the first one be further than the second?
I mean, I guess I'm just assuming that because they never seem to have that many rooms for this thing.
Yeah.
So it's probably people who had them in their cart and canceled,
but it's not even tied to a cart. I'm just going in on a random.
Yeah, I
Link.
just think it must have been cancellations like, oh, this one's not available,
Yeah.
then this one is available. And like those things, the hotels, those never last. I know they say
Yeah.
like, oh, more will be available tomorrow. Probably not. And if they are, it's going to be slim pickings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel bad because, there's a lot of people who've, gone to all these different celebrations and they're in the queue on time. And typically, if you're in the queue on time, you can
You get
get
your
a
ticket. Yeah.
ticket. You can get tickets in some way. And even like when I was waiting, I started to rationalize the idea or come to terms with like maybe I'll only get Friday and Saturday or just
Right.
Sunday and Thursday.
Thursday.
And
Yeah.
at the time I was thinking resale, like official resale, but now I don't know that. So I was already thinking, I guess we can go to Disneyland or something, or I
Sure.
don't know,
Yeah. Something in
just trying
town.
to. So I will say this also, not, if you guys are interested, whoever's watching this, in keeping up, and ReadPop is not always the best source of their own information because they don't always explain things very well and they don't give that info. Stick around here, we're gonna keep updating on all those things. I know you are. I am on my channel too, and yeah, I'm hoping that something comes up where tickets can be distributed in some way, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Like I said, and like we both said in previous videos, make friends, get on
Yeah.
Discords, get in Facebook groups. Like, you don't have to participate, you know, as much as you would think you would have to. Just be there for the news, just on all the social media, just to get updates, because the website is probably one of the slower spots and they don't give all the information, and there's a lot of hidden information that you might not be aware of. So definitely get into those informational groups, just to kind of stay on top of things, because it's gonna happen. I really dread whatever celebration comes up. Now we're all gonna be on edge, like from this last
It's
one.
always stressful, but this one was the
This
most
one was the most
stressful
stressful
by far, by far.
by far.
Um, I just, yeah, I mean, it's completely sold out.
Yeah,
Uh,
never has
is
it.
insane.
Yeah, never has it sold out. Like I swear on other subsequent or other previous celebrations, there was tickets still available at this point. But
Yeah,
one thing I do want to mention, if you are watching this video and you did not get tickets, I'm emphasizing did not get tickets. I will not have a way to verify this, but if you leave a comment below, we will be doing a drawing on this video and this comment. We'll probably put a time frame on it. We'll see how long, maybe about a week or so. If you are not going to Celebration, I want to offer $50 in the Celebration store. So when I am physically at Celebration, I will look for an item that you want. We'll stay connected, and I will buy you something up to $50 in the Celebration store, because you can't make it. So I'm hoping that no one here who is going to Celebration is going to take advantage of that. But yeah, I want to have that open and available for people who aren't able to make it. I appreciate you guys watching these videos, because I want to make sure everyone who can go is still staying informed, but then also have options available for people who wanted to go and can't. So basically a $50 shopping spree from the Raincore show, the Celebration Preppers, to you all. And we'll be doing more giveaways and whatnot too after that. But yeah, leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. That would be the best way to guarantee you get entered into the drawing for the, I don't know what we'd call it, the feels bad, the feels bad, no ticket,
the consolation prize.
the consolation. And I think if there's enough people, I might do multiple, like, multiple
Yeah.
giveaways, because like, let's say like 100 people comment, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do 2 or 3, if enough of you engage with the video. But I just feel bad because like we'll be there. I'm planning to get stuff, and it's the least I could do, to make sure that you have a good Star Wars experience, despite all the nonsense that is happening today.
I just want to say again, if you didn't get tickets, I feel for you. Just know that this isn't the last celebration. This isn't your last shot. Well, hopefully the next one will be in the States again, maybe Chicago. I can tell you Chicago was amazing. Maybe Florida.
Florida. Yep.
But this isn't the last one, right? So,
Yeah.
yes, we may have a wait. Hopefully you'll get it on the next one, and we'll just keep updating if there's anything that changes or ticket opportunities. Stay tuned.
Even consider looking up like local Star Wars events going on. May the 4th Events happen like all month long. Disney After Dark's really fun. There's some cosplay groups and bounding groups that do things around the country. So if you're really into Star Wars, there's stuff for you to do.
You know what? I got one more thing. If you're around, like I'm not saying travel for this, but if you're around and you couldn't get tickets, if you're near the area at all, there's so many after events, especially in LA.
Yeah.
It might still be worth going around. Yeah, they'll probably have a Star Wars night that aligns with the event at Disneyland. Do that. Go to different, after parties. There's probably going to be screenings, and there's going to be tons of people with tons of events. They have merch outside of the con.
Yeah.
So keep your eye out for that.
Yeah. And it's a year from now, so I know it feels bad right now, but maybe if you're like in the LA area and just want to do some cool Star Wars stuff, there should be something for you guys to do. And we do a lot of cool Star Wars content here on the reigncore show. So shameless plug, make sure you subscribe, you like, and Eli, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at the Fan Awakens, same with Instagram, and pretty much everywhere else. So hit me up there. And if you have any questions about Celebration or anything else, let me know.
Yeah, so for anyone who is going, make sure you're following the Fan Awakens and you follow reigncore on Instagram, where we post when our videos come out, and Parade Rainer on Instagram, where I post my costumes, my travel, and mostly where I post the news. That's kind of my main account. These feelings will pass, and there'll be more celebrations and more Star Wars things going on. Keep your chin up. But that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your galactic day. Punch it, Chewie. Boom. We're out of here.